Well, it is Domestic Violence Awareness Month, and organizations in St. Tammany Parish are sending a message to survivors that they matter.
As Carice Jackman reports, they're launching a new initiative to tackle the problem that affects so many people across the parish and the country.
It was indeed a very important day for survivors of domestic violence as they've struggled to face so many challenges in their lives. And today, law enforcement and the community leaders wanted to show them that they care.
Vincent Cucci, age 19, was shot by a romantic rival.
Organizers with the group Safe Harbor read all the names of those killed last year because of domestic violence. District Attorney Warren Montgomery says in 2017, they saw a record number of homicides. Nearly half of the 17 homicides were domestic violence related. They want to reduce that number dramatically. Dozens of law enforcement officials, parish leaders, and community service organizers stood side by side today announcing this new multi-agency initiative. It's modeled after the one in Ouachita Parish, where they've seen a dramatic reduction. 12 agencies in St. Tammany have come together, working collectively to be proactive rather than reactive. They made operational changes and increased their staff, so they reach out to victims within hours.
As opposed to before, where you would report this offense and you wouldn't hear from the district attorney's office for months. And by that time, because you're vulnerable, because you're in a tough situation, you may have decided, you know what, I'm going to go back to this unhealthy relationship because I have no other choice. Now you're aware that you have a choice and something's being done and the perpetrator is being held accountable.
Montgomery says this is also important because it can increase the number of domestic violence convictions if they reach those survivors early on. Coming up tonight on Eyewitness News at 10, we'll sit down with Safe Harbor to talk about why this is so important, especially for those dealing with this every single day. In St. Tammany Parish, I'm Carice Jackman, Eyewitness News.